Guys, look at these mooncake prices. We gotta get back in the kitchen and make our own. We just spent the last 2 videos preparing for this moment. We have our salted eggs, our golden syrup, so it's time to make mooncakes. We're going to process the salted eggs first. Crack open the raw eggs and remove the egg yolk. These will be firm to the touch, almost like they're cooked already. Steam these egg yolks for 2 minutes and then allow them to cool. Making mooncakes is fairly easy. All you need is the correct filling to dough ratio. We are going to use 60 to 65 grams of filling for 35 grams of dough. Using less filling makes it easier to form. So if 65 grams is too difficult to envelope with only 35 grams of dough, decrease the filling weight. Weigh each egg yolk and add enough Lotus seed paste to total 60 to 65 grams. Then wrap the Lotus seed paste around the egg yolk and form a round ball. For measurements for a 50-gram mooncake, see the description below. The amount of dough that we are preparing is enough to make 5 100-gram mooncakes. In a bowl, combine the golden syrup, lye water, and vegetable oil. Stir to combine and then add this to 100 grams of cake flour. Mix, then knead this dough together to form a Play-Doh-like texture. All-purpose flour will not work here, as it will form a crumbly dough that will be very difficult to form. Trust me, I tried it. Weigh out the dough at 35 grams apiece and form it into balls. You don't need to be exact here, but you don't want to be under 35 grams. More dough makes the forming process easier. You will have a tiny bit left over, which you can use to patch holes during the forming process. At the forming step, I pinch off about a 1/4 teaspoon of dough, then press the remainder into a round disc roughly 3 1/4 inches in diameter. Place the filling in the center and wrap the dough around the filling. When the dough will stretch no further, or if you have any tears, the spare 1/4 teaspoon is here for you to patch the holes. And if you run short, there's always the extra bit left over from before. Next, take the ball and place it gently into the mooncake mold. We are making square ones today, so be sure to press down gently at first. Then once the plunger has gone as far as it will go, press down firmly for an extra few seconds, so the mooncake will fully spread into the top and bottom 4 corners. Then gently release the formed mooncake onto the tray. Here we can talk about the placement on the tray. You can see that these are a little bit too close together. Space them apart by at least an inch. You should only be able to fit about 12 on a half sheet tray. Once you have all the mooncakes formed, spray some water on them and immediately place them into a 350-degree oven for 8 minutes, or until the edges are very lightly browned. If you spray the water on them and wait before placing them into the oven, the water may deform the shapes that you have formed. After the mooncakes have lightly browned, remove them from the oven and allow them to cool for about 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, brush all the surfaces lightly with an egg yolk that has been beaten with a half tablespoon of water. Brushing too much egg yolk or brushing the egg yolk on while the mooncakes are still hot will fill in the stamped pattern. After brushing on the egg yolk, pop the mooncakes into a 375-degree oven for 8 minutes. After the 8 minutes are up, the mooncakes are ready to be shared. Or if you want a darker color, you can go back into the oven after a 20-minute cooling period. The reason for the cooling period is that there is moisture in the filling. If the filling starts to steam, the steam will breach the mooncake surface and cause cracks. Store the mooncakes overnight in a closed container to achieve the perfect texture on the wrapper, or just cut them open and enjoy. 中秋节快乐! And we will see you in the next one when it's time to eat again.